Have you broken any bones?
No, never.
I almost did. When I was in, I think I was like year 9. It was when I remember it was right when the Xbox Connect came out. Because I went around my mate's house after.
That was good for a bit.
That was good
Yeah,
for like 2 weeks, and then I got bored. So I was just standing on the field, and all out of nowhere, some year 11 just rugby tackles me from behind for no fucking reason, and I kind of fall back and I land like that on these two fingers, and they didn't break. I think they like fractured or something, but they were really fucking painful for like weeks.
What about you, Al?
Yeah, just fingers again, playing in goal in football.
Putting them in places they shouldn't be.
No, I promise, no. The thing is, I don't even, like, my finger breaks are, like, so pathetic, 'cause it's just like I went to catch a football, and I caught it wrong, and I dropped it, but because of how hard the bloke kicked it, I just bent my fingers back and just broke one of them. That's it. Just I'm not a goalkeeper, I mean, I'm 5'4", so...
When I was going for a bit of a bad stage last year, I broke my toes quite a lot.
Oh, I remember this!
Oh, what? I remember, because I remember we had a really drunk night, and then you kind of like stumble out the room to go back to your flat, and all I hear is, "Ow!" And I had to like hold you and walk you back into the living room to make sure you weren't like dying.
I've like literally woken up like shivering, like shaking, like because I'm in that much pain because I've like broken toes, like being really drunk. It's
Does
really
it happen
bad.
a lot?
It did back then. It happened twice.
I've got 3 left.
It happened twice.
That's horrible.
It was bad.
Breaking a toe.
Big toe, little toe.
Both the little toes.
Oh, no!
That's brutal, lad.
They're fucked, mate. They're down there. They're fucked.
Pointing in different directions.
Your feet are just like this. Just like you're like a dinosaur. Dinosaur feet.
Yeah.
I want to have like a fucking, what they called, a sling on me elbow because I put it through the school gates and someone opened the gate and like crushed it.
Oh, no!
Oh.
No. It can't have been that bad because I can't remember it like being, but it was like fucking in there for weeks of just like.
That's traumatic.
And I was like going to the fucking woman on duty, being like, "I really hate." She's going, "Oh, you're just being soft, like you're just whinging." And then we went to the hospital and it was like,
I've got scars. I got a scar left over where I was at How to Train Your Dragon in the cinema. And you know how cinema toilet doors are like huge, right? And they're like about, I'd say, 4 inches thick. There was a huge queue to the toilet, and I went to rest my hand up on the wall, misplaced it, put my hand inside the hinges of the door, and the door shut on my hand. And and first of all, because of the...
It's like a cartoon.
Yeah, genuinely, because of the adrenaline.
it's like that size.
You're looking, and my fingers are just gone, right? So I'm looking at my hands in this fucking door, and I just start shouting, and then everybody's looking at me, and they open the door, and when I took it out, like, my finger was, like, bent, like, in an angle it shouldn't have been. And the guy came in and just went, "Oh, just run it under a cold tap and you'll be fine." But like I could see the inside of my. It was horrible. It wasn't good.
I hate the ones where you get like a fingernail trapped in a door and then it like goes huge and then it falls off. It's fucking brutal.
Oh yeah.
I almost lost the use of my left arm when I was in like year 10.
I swear this is just progressively getting worse.
Everyone was like, at first, "No, I haven't." They were all jogging memories. What happened?
I was doing my Duke of Edinburgh, and we were doing the big old practice walk. And my parents cheaped out and didn't get me a proper backpack, and I was expected. I was the smallest, and they expected me to carry like most of the stuff. So I had this backpack, and you know how normally if you go like a hiking backpack has like a thing around the waist that supports, so it's not all on your shoulders. That was fucking broken. So it was all on my shoulders. About 10 minutes into the walk, my arm just goes numb and limp. And I'm like, I can't.
George used to be 6'4", but he carried all those pots and pans on his back, and it stunted his growth.
No, but it, I couldn't move my arm for like months.
That's horrible.
I couldn't move it past there for like a good half year.
Do you have a Duke of Edinburgh award?
Yeah, I do.
Like a proper one? Like,
yeah, I have a bronze, so it's not like the big boy one, but like I've got a bronze.
I didn't even complete it, so.
What do you have to do for them? I did one session and fucked it off.
Same.
Yeah, no, it was like a proper select. All the smart kids didn't get in, but I got in somehow. And apparently they were pure raging, and I was just like, yeah, fucking sick. I don't even want to be here. My mum made me do it, basically. I didn't want to do it. Yeah, no, I did like fucking you had to do like some charity work. So I cleaned my nan's house. I cleaned it. Yeah, well, my nan had cancer, so I was just like, I'll be helping. So I was like, and because she was really nice, she'd see me do cleaning for like 10 minutes and just tell me to sit down and watch TV. So that was good. And then you have to do some kind of exercise. I went on one bike ride and said I did it for 3 months.
If anybody at the DOV is listening, revoke his DOV.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. What are you gonna do about it?
Revoke his DOV reward.
It's one of them ones where like you're always told when you're growing up, like, oh, you've got to have this, or like, you know, no uni will accept you, or whatever. Like you've got to have it to stand out on your CV. Did you get many jobs because of that bronze?
I got one, but I don't think it was because of that.
Purely on the Duke of Edinburgh, they were like, clean a good old lady's house.
But then I had to do a skill, so I made like 2 cakes, and then I had to do a big walk, which I didn't like. I don't like camping.
I nearly watched somebody die on
Swank.
DOV.
Really?
Really?
You went too?
Yeah, but I didn't finish it, mainly because of this event, to be honest.
On,
we were cycling the Isle of Wight, and we had about 2 hours to get to the ferry. If we hadn't got on it, we would have had to stay there an extra day without the parents. Like that was how bad it was. So we had to get there. If we didn't get to the ferry, they were going to leave us on the Isle of Wight for an extra day. Which wouldn't have been bad.
No.
We had tents
How
and
would you
everything.
survive?
Well, we were all like
Isle of Wight.
we were like 14 at the time, so it was a bit
Fair enough.
scary. You didn't want to be. Nobody wants to be left on the Isle of Wight anyway. There's nothing there. But we were going down.
Yeah, imagine living on the Isle of Wight. Like, what do?
You do nothing.
I'm thinking of like that's like Scooby Doo's Monster Island is what's coming to my head right now.
Like I could tell you, Isle of Wight is all hills, man. But there was this huge fucking hill, and we were at the top of it. And we had no injuries for the entire time. No injuries. But there was this... it was just like a little pathway, but it was up against all these trees, but there was no way to get in amongst the trees. And it was a singular pathway, and there was about 14 of us with bikes. So we all had to get off our bikes. But I have no idea whose idea this was. Normally, it used to be on a hill, but on the right-hand side, the thing that prevented you from being able to go down the hill was a barbed wire fence. And there was not enough room for bikes to go down here. First thing that happens, we're going down. I tell a joke to my mate, and he keeps on going, stop, because there's no space. And if he laughs and loses control, he'll fall into the barbed wire fence. I made him laugh. Shut up. I made him laugh.
You lose your life.
He dropped the bike and went to grab the bike, missed the bike, and just grabbed the barbed wire fence. So he fucked up his entire... He was laughing so hard that he couldn't kind of concentrate, but his hand was fucked.
And the funny ImAllexx joke, he was laughing so hard.
I laughed at that. I was laughing at the fact that he grabbed the barbed wire fence. I thought that was hilarious.
What was the joke you told?
It was something really... It would have been something completely inane. Like, it probably would have been like, oh, don't drop the bike and grab the barbed wire fence. So he's going to stop saying it, or I'll do it. And then he did, and he accidentally dropped the bike and grabbed the barbed wire fence. But then... we were going down this hill. My mate goes down the hill first. For whatever reason, there was like this right angle turn. He just leaves his bike in the middle of the pathway. My mate comes round the corner and sees the bike probably about 3 seconds before he's about to hit it. So he dismounts onto the handlebars and dives over the bike, hits his head on a stone, right, that cracks the helmet in half. 2 weeks later...
What, straight in off?
Yeah, genuinely. 2 weeks later, found
Like
out
the
that
Red Sea.
he had a dent in his fucking skull, and he had to get surgery. He didn't know for 2 weeks. He was, at any point, generally, like, he could have died, and he had no clue. He had concussion for 2 weeks, had no idea, and it was really bad. We just carried on. We just went, haha, your helmet...
Didn't want to be left him on the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, well, that's why we had to get back to the ferry. But we didn't realise that his concussion was so bad that if he'd have hit his head again, he literally could have it would have been done. But it was a great trip. DFE was great. I loved it.
If you hate kids, working in DFE must be an absolute dream come true.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best way for you to kill a kid and get away with it.
Put them through their paces.
Exactly.
Kill a kid and get away.
I've actually opened up applications.
A new job applicant. I want to apply to be DFE leader.
I thought YouTube was my dream job, but I was so wrong.